On today's episode, we are going to go over marketing ideas for small business owners. What does that look like? What does that mean? And what should you be doing? So, welcome to the Market to Millions podcast. My name is Erica Martin, your host and friend in marketing. I've been in this industry for about 19, almost 20 years. So, I've done this for a really long time. As marketing is changing, and really everybody says this, but it has completely changed in the last year, especially now that things are opening back up. We're starting to see more in-person things happening. There's a lot of change. And with change, there is good and bad that happens. So let's talk about your small business and what should you really, truly be spending your time on. I work with a ton of small businesses one-on-one. I also work with businesses inside of my Market to Millions program, where I am learning exactly what they do. I get to help coach them through creating social media content that actually converts into sales and so many other things. But when I am looking at a business, and I also coach a group too, side note, of healthcare practitioners. So when I am working with all of these different types of industries, the same thing comes up over and over and over. It's like, what should I be doing? And if I were to sit down and tell you, as a business owner, here's what you should be doing, you would honestly, like, this overwhelm tidal wave would hit you and be like, no, I'm not doing all that. Because if you had a marketing team, I will tell you, they will break out every little thing for you and have you doing a ton of things. Everything from posting multiple times a day on using video on social media and Instagram stories and email marketing and landing pages. And they would, ads, it would be a lot. So my goal is to remove all of that. I'm going to get down to the nitty gritty. Here's what you need to do. Here's where you should spend your time, because your time is money, right? As an entrepreneur, anytime I'm working on something, I turn it into a cost. It's costing me time, which is currency. So we need to remember that. Let's talk about exactly what to do. So in the world of marketing, obviously we know social media is kind of king right now when it comes to moving the needle in your business. And a lot of people out there are doing it really, really wrong. And I want to cease that immediately. It needs to stop. We need to start looking at marketing in, it's the polished and the perfect, it's out. Nobody wants that crap anymore. They want the real and raw. And I'm going to say this again. They want the real and the raw. They don't want the videos that are polished with the captions that are so perfect. It's like, edit in the app, let's go, move on. They want to take in what they want to learn and move on. So the primed and polished is gone. That's the first thing. So it is okay for you to pick up your iPhone and start making content right now, because you don't need lights. You don't need a camera. You don't need all that crap. You just need you talking and really giving value to your audience. So social media is kind of where I would definitely start, and using the platforms the way they were intended, meaning there's kind of this funnel, and I have another podcast episode about this, but there's a funnel when it comes to content. Outreach platforms, meaning platforms that their job is to go out and get you a new audience all of the time. Those platforms are TikTok and Pinterest. And when you see those views on your TikTok, it's always new. Those views are always new people. They're always new people. Your For You page, you will, if they like you, you will show up in your For You page. That's a tongue twister. You will show up in their For You page if they like you. Now, moving on. So TikTok is always new people. So you do definitely, I don't care what business you are in, unless you are a really strict B2B. And I have one client that is a really strict B2B. And there is no B2C. There is no need for there ever to be that. And we don't use TikTok because it just doesn't make sense. But video like that on every platform performs well. Right now on Facebook, video, and they're calling them Facebook Reels, they're organically getting massive reach because not a lot of people are doing them. Now, when I'm creating on my video, I make one video. And it goes from TikTok to Instagram to Pinterest to YouTube Shorts to another folder. And how I do all of that is I use repurpose.io. It does it all for me. And it also goes to Facebook. It goes to Facebook Reels. And it does that because I have repurpose.io set up. It's $20 a month. It's the best subscription. And I'll put it in the show notes. The best subscription I have besides Metricool. So working smarter with your content, not harder, is key. So having that outreach platform. Now, if you want to add another layer of Pinterest, like I said, onto your social content, you can definitely do that. Pinterest is a search engine. That is its job, is to search and find you. It's matching up the search with who you are is magic. That's when it happens. So taking your Pinterest, and this is something not a lot of people are doing, taking your Pinterest account, using those keywords, creating those pins, not video, static pins, pushing that link to your TikTok or your Instagram, that is something that will get you more views. Because now, instead of the algorithm showing the content to the audience, you are using keywords to match up the content to the audience. So layer that in there. That's going to help you. It's going to take a little bit longer. It takes about 1 to 2 months for a Pinterest account to grow, but it's going to massively change what you're doing. So those are outreach. And then we move into that. We're going down our funnel. We're moving into the nurture platforms. Instagram is a nurturing platform. And yes, you can take your TikToks, use repurpose.io to push to your Instagram, because repurpose.io, they will remove the watermark and then they will push the content there. Now, the reason that this is a nurturing platform is because of the video. It's because you can use static post. It's also the stories. The stories are for your audience, your people you are currently working, that follow you and possibly you're working with, their current followers. That is who this content is for. Now, using that, like living in your stories, the head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, I believe is how you say his name. He recently came on and said, be in your stories 6 times a day. Now that is a lot. That is too much for me. 2 in the morning, 2 at noon, and 2 in the evening. Nope, not going to do it. So I just try to keep my stories going if I can. So just kind of every 12 hours posting something. So 12 to 24, depends, but just keep that flow going. So your stories are for nurturing. You can sell to people there because that's your warm audience. They already follow you. They want to know as much as they can about you. So that is the nurturing part. So moving people, living in, having a TikTok that pushes to Instagram, and then going into that Instagram account, talking like a behind the scenes, all of that great stuff with your Instagram account. And then in your link in the Instagram, link in bio, and I don't want you to say that on Instagram, but the link in the bio, at the very top of your Instagram page, you can push out to either booking a call with you, a specific landing page, a freebie. Mine goes to a type form to fill out a form so people can get applications to work with me. So push people to your Instagram that, again, they will DM you in your Instagram versus a TikTok. They're not DMing you in your TikTok. They won't. That's not, it's too, the content is consumed too fast. So look at that. And even ask, say, hey, if you want this free guide, DM me the word free guide or something like that. And then every time someone says that, you send it to them. Or you can have it automatically set up. That's a whole nother thing, but you can. So we are using these platforms to work smarter. Like the days of just posting the crap out there and being like, hey, this is going to work. No. So, and then we're going to move them, that link in bio moves them even further down the funnel. And then once they click on the link in bio, whatever let's say it goes to a freebie, you want to have an email set up so then you can have an email system and then sell to them from there. So this exact step happened to me the other day with a client, like exact same step. Like they found me on TikTok, they went to my Instagram, they DM me, they also filled out an application. I talked to them multiple times and boom, it happened. Excuse me. And I'm not going to edit any of this crap out because this is real life. So when we're That's social media, and that's how to do it the right way. So social media is something, as a business owner, even though your time is money, it doesn't cost you money to be on these platforms. Yes, you can get verified. That's a whole nother thing, but it does not physically cost you money right away just to do the things. So if I was starting over and starting my business, I would have a TikTok account connected to an Instagram account, connected to a Facebook page, and I would just let that Instagram push out to the Facebook. And that's where I would start. Those are the three I would start with. And social media is something where people can build a connection much quicker than they can on a billboard, more than they can on an email, more than they can on a flyer, a postcard. You build better connection when people can see your face in a video. And I was recently talking to another agency the other day, and they said that's all they do is video. They don't do any static posts anymore. It's video, video, video. And it's true because that's what works. That is what outperforms everything. Now, depending on your business, you could look at other things where you could, still as a small business owner, you could go to in-person events if you'd like. I just recently did an event at the beginning of October, and it was a massive success. It was amazing. And it was a lot of work. So you can go to in-person, have a booth, postcards. Do they work? I got people that's how I marketed the event. I sent out postcards, hand wrote postcards. That's how I got them there. So you can do that as well. But social media is something I would master first. Start with, if you are overwhelmed, start with just an Instagram account. Create an Instagram account for your business and start getting used to posting video on those accounts. That's all you have to do. And then add TikTok and then add a Facebook page. You can try going live on your Facebook page if you'd like, but that is where I would start if I was starting over and starting my small business today. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you in the next episode.